It's a Boogers. The After Holler Show. Man, you want to talk about Southern goodbyes. We love you, Roger. We really
All
do.
3 hours of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a hell of a show going on there. He's got a nice
Yeah.
new format and everything. It's really working out good for him. Very proud of him. It's good for the subject and great interviewer. The ladies add their own little spice to the show, and I mean that respectfully. And yeah, and Kane Michael, what a guest, man. That
Oh
guy,
man.
man, I love to pick his brain sometime.
Yeah. We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, we got to get him on and just maybe I don't know. He might give Kumbo a run for his money. Maybe. But anyway, time wise, what do we got in the chat over here? Katie G, Hillary. What would we do? What would chat be without Hillary? Yoder's over here. He's hot. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. Hillary stalks him. That's what Roger said, right? Brother Ken's here. All right. We Katie G, our Wendell. Hey man. Robert Jones, Catherine McSwain's always here. Yep. Gonna stay awake too for a view, Katie. Yeah. I saw River. I think River's in here somewhere. But Kenny Hess.
The
Good to
thunder
see
from
y'all.
down under.
Yeah, good to see y'all come over here from the Holler show. But I was just sitting there. I was watching it, and I sent Jeff a private message. I said, "Hey, it's a good night for a B&B, you know." He goes, "Yep." I said, "Okay, done deal." Mom will be happy. She loves this show. I don't know what we're going to
Yeah, I've
talk
only
about. We're
been
just going to.
wrestling.
Hey, he interrupted me. That's only the first time in 10 minutes. That's pretty good. I'm kidding.
I've only been wrestling tires for the last 4 days.
Yeah. You know why? You know why it's so hard on you, Jeff? You know what I'm going to say.
Because I'm a little guy.
Because the tires are taller than you.
Yeah. Well, not all of them, but hey, if it's any higher than chest high, the
Yeah.
tractor is required.
Yeah, they get heavy. No doubt. Especially stomping around in stupid rain. But
Yeah, I stole my buddy's track skid loader with the grapple bucket, so we're utilizing that to its full potential.
right.
Got one more good day worth of chopping, then we're done. But we're gonna have to wait a couple weeks. Well, there's Wyatt, Boone County Cryptid.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say Boone County's in here. Yep. Wendell must have finally woke up.
Not
Yep.
Hillary, Katie.
It's good to see everybody.
Old brother Ken's in here.
I don't know how long we'll be on, but we'll talk about something here quick. And you got to remember we're over here in the east. So we're an hour later than everybody. Also,
yeah, them damn Southerners.
John Lamb, look at that.
Look at that.
John Lamb.
Mississippi's in the house, or is that Louisiana? I think it's Mississippi.
No, they're Mississippi.
Yeah. I get confused because everybody's in that same damn area.
Yeah. I was watching you mentioned Mississippi. I was watching some Carrie Arnold last night. Man, right before his unfortunate.
Yes, Wendell, I stay awake, unlike you who falls asleep during the group chats.
Yeah. When him and Mark Zasky were down there at one of the parks 2 nights in a row.
Oh, there's Kenny Hess. Kenny Hess has come over from Squatch and Holler.
Yes, I saw that. But we got a guest lined up, I guess, for Tuesday, Jeff.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We've got Melvin Singer, who is from Pennsylvania, and he's about
an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes away from here.
I think he lives in West Virginia now, but his encounter was about right above Harrisburg, which is only
hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, about the same distance as us going to Gettysburg.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be in Gettysburg about an hour and 30 minutes.
Yep. This is in Perry County where this happened, and I'm through there all the time up 11:15, going to events up in the Sillins Grove area and whatnot, northern Pennsylvania. And I always drive through there thinking, man, what a prime spot. The further away you get from 11:15 back in the hollows and stuff, definitely Bigfoot area, no doubt in my mind, and a lot of reports up that way. And he is gonna That's where his encounter was, Perry County up through there. So looking forward to hearing from him Tuesday. We would have been here Tuesday night, but we both had a lot of stuff on our plate. Of course, Chad was out and about, gallivanting around. Him and I guess they went to LBL, and he's already in bed talking about people that went to bed early. But I was kind of hoping to hear some of his adventure tales tonight, but we'll hear some Tuesday night, I'm sure. But it's all good. But they did end up going over to LBL.
I've been trying to put cow feed in the trenches all week, so
Yeah. Anyway.
Harvest season is upon us.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. We're headed to Delaware, and there was a report, like I was telling you, there in Federalsburg, Maryland area where we're going is actually near the Seaford, Delaware area, and that actual incident that was on Bigfoot Society happened over in the Federalsburg, Maryland area, which is probably about 15 minutes from her mom's place. So if time allows and I can borrow somebody's Tahoe down there, I'll ride over there in that particular area and just check it out. What did y'all think about that Pale Crawler Rake 911 call? Jeffrey.
Oh, you didn't look at that, Jerry?
No, I didn't. Is it in the messenger?
It's in the It's in the
Chat?
Chad Hillary.
I'll have to go look at it. I did not see that.
Man, that is creepy.
I'll check it out.
I can tell you one thing: if something jumped in the back window, if something was in the back of my truck going down the road,
ooh boy, ooh,
okay. Something's either going to be getting thrown off of that truck, or it's going to be getting something through the back window from my driver's seat.
Yeah,
I can assure you of that right now. KDG. When neighbor's cow got out and come in my yard yesterday, had me buffaloed up against the porch.
No, Larry. Larry's asking if I've heard of any recent Thunderbird sightings. No.
No.
Unless we're talking about the guy down the street here drinking Thunderbird wine, but I'm kidding. No, I haven't.
There's somebody around here still drinks that?
Larry asking, do you know something I don't know, Larry? Have you heard of something recently? Or you just
he's
just take the wheel, yeah.
Jerry, we got to do a. What did Wendell send you?
Okay, I will hear in a few minutes. So, go ahead, Jeff.
We gotta do some research on the snallygaster soon.
We will. Thank you, Catherine. It's just done on a whim. We, no particular subject. We're just killing time. Still awake, so I'm surprised Jeff's still awake. Look at that, wide awake.
After the week I've had, I needed a night for.
Yeah,
this is the latest I've been up all week.
Don't mind.
I haven't been doing any late night phone calls. The majority of my after hours phone call group is down to Flat Rocks right now.
Why don't I see anything from Wendell?
Pat and Joe are down there, and Bud's there, and Pat Noble, Reinhardt, and all of those. They're all
there. What's been going? Any news out of there?
Well, they had a. Oh, look, there's
they had a tree.
Appalachia research team.
Oh, okay, yeah. Aren't we just? You were just.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having this team on here later in October, I believe. Yeah, looking forward to that
because they have been to some places that I have frequented.
And that's for one.
Well, yeah, Northeast and that Green Ridge, which they're going to be releasing here soon. I'm looking forward to that because I can't wait to talk to them about that area
Definitely.
and Northeast. Which I gotta call Burkhart and get back over there.
Yeah,
I've talked to him
I'm just
about.
gonna park the RV in the campground over there.
I was talking to him about going there this fall.
Yeah.
What? How long? How long is the campground open? Do you know, Jerry?
That particular one, I'm not sure. I know that there's a section down at the bottom of the peninsula
Oh, there's
that has
Misty.
a section for yeah. Hi, Misty. It has a section for year round camping. There'll be wintertime camping too. So share the love tonight. There you go. Send him a link over.
All right.
But
Hold on, let me get this stupid thing fired up here.
you got to fire up. Your computer's running and your phone's
I,
on.
I tell you, and sometimes it's like,
Oh, you're talking about your brain. Okay, I'm sorry.
yes, my brain, Jerry. Yeah, it's just been full of
Yeah.
stuff this week.
I cannot find your message, Wendell. You're talking about. Good night, John. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
John's probably gonna get to take care of that new dog they got.
Phone's about dead.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to them about Green Ridge.
Yeah.
I've spent many a night the last couple years out there at Hell's Hole, hearing weird stuff from the hammock.
Wow.
As everyone from down south calls it, the booger taco.
Yeah. Rivermore's. How about that?
There's Steamboat. Steamboat.
Yeah, Steamboat. There you go.
The chat room.
Yeah. Cool deal.
Well, I haven't heard any laughs, but I've heard one mimic my buddy snoring there.
Yeah.
I've heard the gibberish too down there. Hillary, you better be putting TP in the porta potties.
Yeah. I think
Hillary's our maintenance supervisor.
right. Was there any lives? Did Chris and them go live any?
I don't know if they went live from Flat Rocks or not.
I haven't seen any.
They had some. They had some stuff run. They had some video running when that tree snapped off. I mean, did you hear that thing? It sounded like something.
I have not watched that yet. Yes, I am, Hillary. Yes, I am. I live on milk.
He needs to come buy it from me.
You're too expensive.
They give you the friends and family discount.
Yeah. This might turn into a Spencer Hughes show. Look out.
Yeah.
Jarrett's.
Jarrett's.
It's a West Virginia thing, I guess. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Again, back to Kerry Arnold. That was cool. I go back over his channel every now and then and catch up, watch some old stuff again. Pretty neat stuff. But anyway. Oh no, I'm not coming on.
Greg said to send him the StreamYard link. He said he'd come on.
Did you send it to him? No.
Did you send it in chat or did you send
No. I sent it to you in email. I'll get it. I'll send it to him.
Oh.
Hang on, Greg.
I can send it to him in email.
I'll just send it to him. Messenger.
I was confused by that message.
Okay. 12 minutes ago.
Actually, yes, I have seen unexplained lights at Green Ridge.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I know.
It looked like somebody was turning a flashlight on and off. And I checked the ridge with a thermal, and that spot that we camped in, there was no way in hell anybody was on that ridge with a light.
Right.
Because I would have caught them.
Well, that was up on the hill, right? Shining down on you or something.
Yeah, and
down
it was
in your
on the
area.
absolute worst part of that ridge where you have to climb to go up there. I know because I've climbed it.
Right.
I don't move like the rest of them. I'm not a damn mountain goat. I'm a little height challenged. And I'm not talking about my stature.
Yeah.
Misty's gonna have to have the goats on a show one night.
Do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. They said they made a couple.
That'll be very interesting. Yeah.
That would be cool. Looking forward to that.
And I have found a track out there, and I did not have anything to cast it with.
Shame on you.
I know.
You got to be prepared.
That was the first year we went out there, and that was right after we started doing this. And
hey, look at this guy coming in here, would you?
Oh boy,
house is in the house, man.
How are y'all? Let me get
How you doing, buddy?
Look at there. Now y'all can see me. Man, I'm just laid back in the recliner tonight. Been watching Roger and them, and then I got on the phone with Misty for a while. We were solving world problems.
Wendell must have been asleep during Roger's show.
Look, Misty, jump in here. I was trying to guilt her into it.
Yeah, she's got the link whether she comes in or not.
Yeah, I told her she could use her avatar. She act like she'd combed her hair with a handful of firecrackers or something. I don't know what that's about. She didn't have her war paint on. Oh,
it's all good. We're just here for fun of it.
Man, look here. That's what I noticed. Y'all didn't have nobody. I thought I had to get in here and at least holler at y'all a minute. So,
yeah.
Jeffro, when are you going to come yourself down here?
Well, I'm going to try to work it out. I'm talking to with Pat about coming down to the grist mill when Mark has that thing. Is that the Christmas party?
Yeah, that'll be in December.
Yeah, I gotta try to line that out. I might try to come down to that one.
Well, what you need to do is you and Patrick come by here for a day or two and then go from here down to there, because from here to there it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like they're having a good time down there at Flat Rocks.
Oh man, yeah. They had some activity last night. Bud was telling me about it. I didn't see their video yet, but he said that they had a tree pushed over and some more stuff, heard some growls, and
you could hear that thing cracking. It sounded like something. I mean, it's loud.
Yeah. We didn't really have
anything been happening over at the cabin?
No, not really. Reinhardt, Bud, and Adam got here. See, let me think my days run together. They got here Sunday morning about. They come rolling in here at like 5 a.m.
And man, you were still awake.
Oh yeah, I was still awake. Yeah, I knew that was coming, and usually I don't go to sleep before about 4:30 anyway. But they got here, and we just sat around in here and talked, and they looked like a turd with the crap stomped out of it, because Adam had drove 16 hours straight, and Bud and Reinhardt had drove from Bud's house, and that was about 9 hours. So they come rolling up in here. They look like drowned rats. I'm talking about, buddy, they was beat down. And I told them, I said, look, there's a bedroom right here. There's one right over there, and there's one right in yonder. Make yourself at home. So they got them a little short nap for 3 or 4 hours, and we got up, and Roger and Heather showed up here. We hung out just right here at the man cave and just talked and just hung out for a few hours. And then I told them to load up, and we took off and went to Coonbow's farm. And we stayed up there from, I guess we got there probably 1 or 1:30 during the day. And we went out on his farm. Coonbo showed him let him listen to a bunch of his audio that don't never get played on air nowhere. He's got on his computer. And showed him a bunch of stuff and talked about a lot of
They
things.
were probably having a heart attack over that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we rode around out on his farm. He gave him the nickel tour. We showed him the tree where Spencer filmed that whatever that was up in the tree that night when we was coming through there in the pickups, and that thermal that Spencer had. And then we showed him the infamous booger tree, carried him out on the point, and we got out there, and right at dark, Coonbo, he done a couple of calls, didn't get any reply. So the boogers may not have been right there right then, but then we left and went to a really good Mexican restaurant and ate supper. And by the time we got back here that night, it was pushing 10 o'clock. Well, everybody was still about beat down and give out. And we was going to sit on my porch and just stay out there for several hours and see what was going on. And I kept looking over, and Reinhardt was like dozing off, and Adam was beat down, and Bud, I think he was tired. He was like, y'all, we ain't gonna make it long. So we was back in here probably 11 o'clock, and they hit the hay and actually got a good night's sleep. And I had to get up. I had to go to a meeting that morning and about 30 miles away. So I left and left them here, and I got back. And they had everything packed up, ready to go, and they left here and went to Mark Green's Monday. So I guess it was probably, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock when they left here. So they're doing. I told them, I said I hated for them to come down here and just come to my place and Mark Green's and Flat Rocks. I said if we can throw Coonbows in there, they'll have a quadfecta instead of a trifecta.
Yeah.
They
Sounds like a
must
fun
not have
time.
been. I was talking to Pat the other night, and he's like, "Those boys ain't ready to go to Greg's house." That's what Pat said.
Well, we didn't. I mean, kind of the way it played out for them being here, they didn't really have a chance for much to happen. So I told them, I said, all I know to tell y'all is you just got to come back. And,
I think a
and
couple
they,
of them boys ain't used to staying up the hours you do.
well, probably not. I mean, most human beings don't. I mean, three and a half hours sleep's plenty for anybody, man. You just sleeping your life away, you get more than that.
The Alabama Booger Circuit. That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm telling you, Misty, Nate, jump yourself in here. You can use your little avatar.
She's probably out there playing with goats or something. She probably had to go put outfits on them. Who knows what
Well,
she's doing.
she's been, she's on the phone with me a while ago. She was threatening to choke one of her dogs that kept jumping on, scratching her. She's got a darn dog in there that weighs more than most adult people.
What does she have?
It's like some type of Marmaduke looking something.
Marmaduke.
I mean, it's a big old dog. This thing is like, it's like three dogs rolled up into one.
Well, I knew she had a beagle, but what else does she have over there?
Well, that one, that's like I mean, really, I don't know what to tell you. It's one of them, I guess it's part Great Dane or something. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, them things are
That
tall.
thing, that
Yeah.
thing's paws they're bigger than my fist. I mean, its paws like that big around. I mean it's playful. I mean, it's a great dog. It's needy. That's what she was talking about a while ago. She said it's the neediest dog she ever seen. So it's just needy. And but he's I don't know, a few years old, but he's almost like he's a big overgrown puppy. But I don't know.
Huh.
I had to get on to her a while ago. She was dogging Spencer in Roger's chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
I told her she's gonna be grounded for 2 weeks.
I was giving Spencer hell last night because he was awake. He was on DA's chat. I said, "How the hell did you manage to stay in here this long?"
Yeah.
Hey, look at there. Well, I mean, he's older than he was last year. His bedtime may have
I figured
increased.
somebody was going to have to go tuck him in before too long.
Old States Bay, I believe it is.
I texted him the other night, and he said, "I gotta go. I can't stay up late like everyone else does."
Judy. Yeah.
Right there. Me and Misty was talking about a while ago who was needing to get his guest on for night owls. Right there's one. And she's gonna have to. We're gonna have to pry her out of her shell. It's Catherine. We got to get Catherine on.
Catherine.
Yeah, good luck. You might get her on there.
She's gonna do it.
Hey, we managed to get Katie G to come on the show, so maybe we can get.
Yeah, look, y'all. I had to work late that night. I missed all of that. I finally wound up watching that episode one day this week. But yeah, man, everybody loves Katie
I'm
though.
so far behind on everybody else's episodes that I missed. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Hey,
Mark Green.
Mark Green.
Look at there. Yep. I bet you he's at work.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is.
He's getting ready to take a road
That's
trip.
that's where Boone County. That's where Wyatt is. Wyatt's at work right now, making those wonderful paper boxes for Winchester cartridges.
Really? Who is that?
Wyatt Estes.
He makes paper
works
boxes.
in a place that makes the boxes for Winchester.
Wow.
He doesn't get to put the stuff in the boxes for Winchester. He just makes them.
Wow.
Yep.
Man. That's still a pretty cool job though.
Oh, he's off tonight. Is that because it was your anniversary yesterday, Wyatt? Is that why?
Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw on Facebook he'd had his anniversary. Man, it was.
Wyatt said he wishes he could get some free boxes full of the the good stuff from Winchester. But
I wonder. I can't remember. I did notice. I noticed, but I forgot now how many years that was they'd been married. I don't. I remember thinking he'd been married not quite long enough for them to hate each other yet.
Apparently, I was married long enough for that to happen.
Yeah, but you're quick, Jeff. You're overachieving.
Yeah. Apparently they don't. Oh, 14 years. Damn, Wyatt.
Yeah, definitely stay in touch, Paranormal Appalachia.
Yep.
We're looking forward to having y'all on.
We will line that up here in a few weeks.
21st. Hopefully,
have a good night. They're actually local, Greg. They've been going to some places that Jerry and I know, and one of the places is Green Ridge, which I have camped out at, and that's where I found the track and had the gibberish and all the other stuff at.
Golly, I seen Hillary's comment right there. Jeff, no joke. What year was you born?
I was born in 89.
89.
I was literally born the same month Lane Frost died in July of 89.
I seen Hillary said you was born the year she got married the first time. Which I don't know. I don't know how many times Hillary's been married.
That's okay. My girlfriend always asked me, "What year did you graduate high school?" And I was like, 07. She's like, "Well, I've been working at the bank for."
Yeah. 89. Well, you were born in 89. I was out of high school 4 years.
Yeah.
Golly, Jeff. I was
either born right before or right after Lane Frost got killed in Wyoming. It was sometime in that month.
Wow. Jeff, I was married. You was 7 years old when I got married, and I was 22. I've been married. I've been married 29 glorious, miserable years.
Twice.
And it was all to the same person.
Yep.
I tell you, if I get married again, I ain't getting divorced.
I'm on my second go round.
Second? How many years this time?
I'm pushing 2 years on this
one. 2 years.
Almost 20 the first time. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I've known this one since 19.
Shit, Jerry was still in the honeymoon stage when we started doing the show.
Y'all, one more look. September the 7th was our anniversary, 29 years. So next year, I don't know if I get a Bronze Star or a Purple Heart.
Well, let me tell you something. My grandparents were married for, good Lord, almost 70 years.
Golly.
He was 93 when he passed, and She's 88 now. So, yeah, he was 93 last year when he died. And actually, he died right before his birthday, like that week.
Wow.
Or a couple weeks before it, something like that. He was damn close.
Man, there's a lot of youngins in here. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I always
Makes
feel like
you
an old
feel
man
old.
because everybody I hang out with in this
Easy.
shit.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited when I find somebody that's my age that's in this.
Man. Well,
Yeah.
I'm 51 and a half. I mean, I'd be in great shape if I was like 80.
Yeah, right.
I feel like I've been burning the candle at both ends and up through the middle with a blowtorch.
Yeah, I have this week wrestling all them damn tires and stuff, getting the plastic on for the silage. Good Lord. We got one and a half fields left, and we probably ain't gonna do it till next week because of the damn rain.
That's a good one, River.
The bridesmaid was I got married in 1984, and the bridesmaid was my girlfriend.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, Catherine, I know I'm an old soul.
Thanks,
Mm,
Richard. You make me feel young, buddy. I appreciate that.
I'm telling you,
Greg, 54, born in 45.
It really irritates me that they consider everybody from the 80s a millennial, which I do not consider myself a millennial because most of the people that I went to high school with back then are nowhere near what they consider a millennial.
I mean, there's a few people that I can actually name that ought to be Gen Xers. We'll just give them an honorary Gen X membership.
Yeah.
Mm,
1989, and I'm still considered a millennial.
man, at least you ain't that Gen Z crap or whatever. What is it now? What is this young buck now?
I don't even know.
I'm scared to even ask.
When I tell you, it's funny because some of the teenage helpers we have at the farm now, I'm like, technically we have one right now. Kind of burned some bridges with the local FFA school chapter, but that was their fault, not ours. A-holes.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're like all were like born the year I graduated high school, which was 07, and I'm like, good Lord. Now you're really making me feel old. You guys are barely old enough to drive.
Robert said Gen Alpha. If he's talking about this bunch now, they ain't nothing alpha about them.
No, not at all.
They're the absolute opposite of alpha.
Yeah, maybe generation confused.
We've been in some stores here lately, and Cindy will point out, that's a guy over there, and I gotta look like 3 or 4 times like, what?
When you
She said,
throw down,
it's a guy, but he's a trans whatever.
Hey, if you want an adventure, go to Walmart after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've seen stuff in Walmart during the day that I would think belongs in the Walmart 2 a.m. because if that wasn't an alien, I don't know what it was.
Dude, look, that's the wonderful thing about the U.S., brother. You can be down and out and down in the dumps, feeling all out and out about yourself. All you got to do about the first of the month is go to Walmart, walk around about 20 minutes. You'll come out feel like royalty.
That's right.
I do not go to Walmart very often, and when I do, I'm like, how can I get in and out of here as fast as humanly possible? I'll tell you what was entertaining, going to the grocery store and during COVID and watching people trying to wear their masks. There was this one fat guy at the ShopRite one day, Jerry, over at Cardiff.
Yeah.
And he was walking around pushing the cart. and his shirt couldn't even cover up his belly, and his mask was only covering his nose.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen that before. I see. I still see them riding around here now with the
Wear
mask
the
on
mask
by themselves in their car
while they're driving.
while they're driving with a mask on.
Please tell me y'all saw the people that was in at the beach and in the swimming pool swimming with a mask on, right?
I don't know if I see that.
That was priceless.
There were Jerry. I don't know if you heard this, but
What a
I
shock.
knew a bunch of guys that worked for Cobras. They were telling them that they had to wear masks in the equipment by themselves.
Where's this? What was this?
Cobra Construction.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know how many of them guys said, "Who's gonna check me?"
Right.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to infect anybody when you're in the cab by yourself?
I know. I was filming. I guess 2020. I was filming antique pools here in Maryland, and by myself in the back of my truck, standing in the back of my truck, nobody else around me, and I still had to wear a mask because they were afraid somebody was going to come in and shut them down. And
The wonderful thing about it, I mean, we're dealing with something where the molecules are so tiny that the mass that they were hollering, that was like a screened over
Wouldn't
submarine.
stop
right.
now.
I mean, and they want to say follow the science. Well, that was the actual science. That was the science part of it. That was it. It's like this mask is useless, but we're telling you to wear it, so comply. Bend the knee and comply, or you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's what's awesome about where I live. I think I wore a mask 3 different times, and that was when I had to have to go to the hospital about my leg, and they absolutely wouldn't let me in the building, and it was horrible. I mean, I had, I had a mask. I would love my mask. I had a mask of it was Trump, and he was shooting 2 birds, and that was what my mask was.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Trump masks too from then.
Yeah, fine. But that was the only mask I had, and that's what I wore. So yeah, it was under severe extreme protest.
My buddy had stopped at a pizza shop over there in Stewartstown, Jared, and he forgot his mask and he tied one of his kids' t-shirts around his head right in there.
Yeah.
And the old lady behind the counter said, "Will you take that damn thing off?"
Yeah.
Now look, if the science had been there and hey, look, this mask will actually work and it's gonna help, that's fine. Yeah, I would have probably wore one. But yeah, I'm not I'd be
Hey,
like,
I got a good one for you. So my brother was the one in the family always preached everybody needs to wear their masks.
yeah.
Guess who the first one to get it was in the family? I think I might have had it. Maybe I never tested at the time, but I think if I had it for like a day and it was over with.
I had it twice, but was.
But I also went and got the jab and never felt anything from that either. So I wonder if that was even real or if that was just a damn placebo when they gave it to me, because some people said they got sick from it. I didn't feel anything.
Look, they up here, why they spun it for us was me being law enforcement and being the actual safety officer in the fire department. And then I was, in the rescue squad also. So I mean, it was 3 different. I was 3 different first responders. They spun it here in Alabama that look, we need people to step up and go get this because this is gonna work and you're gonna need it. And look, this was before they pushed it toward the public. And the way we had meetings on it. We actually had meetings before the public really knew about what was going on, and they pushed it toward the like law enforcement, the medical workers, anybody that was going to be, because if they looked at you're on the front lines, you're going to have to be out here, you're going to have to work, and especially like us doing the rescue squad and the fire department, we were going to be the people having to deal with all the sick folks. So they pushed it on us, not as a to save yourself. It was, I mean, they told us going into it. They pretty much told us that, you know, we think it's going to work and we think it's safe, but we've got to have it tested on people, and we really need y'all to step up. And look, you know, me being a Gen Xer, I didn't do it because I was brainwashed into Uncle Slammy going, look, you need this to save you. I was like, well, I've done a lot of crazy shit, and that's probably not the worst thing I would have ever done. I've done way more than that, probably. So, look, I did it and went and had it because they said, look, we need guinea pigs. And I knew that if I went and got it, I would try it out on myself before my kids even had a chance.
Yeah.
Now, my kids didn't get it. I didn't let my kids get it. But being Wanda works in a pharmacy, she got it, and she got it several months after I did. And I was like, well, okay, I didn't croak over from it. So maybe it ain't that bad. And then, you know, I never trusted it from the start, and I damn sure wasn't going to tell anybody else that they had to do anything. I didn't care. Them. My problem with the whole deal was them wanting to force people to do it.
Right.
You know, that
People got pissed off at me because I took it, and I was like, great, it didn't do anything to me.
They tried that here at the hospital where my wife works, and she had to fill out a form, an exemption form, Christian, because of Christianity and everything, exemption form, and they accepted it, and she did not have to get a shot. She said it's either that or you're going to lose your job. I mean, people are going to lose their, you know, and they need people at the hospital as it is, you know, especially then. But she got accepted. So,
well, y'all, I'll tell you what was bad. I mean, look, it wasn't just that you know they were approaching us from representatives like from the state agencies. My own doctor, he told me, he said, look, you're diabetic, you smoke, you need it. You really need it. You need it. You need it. And then I went and done some work for a man that this guy, one of the biggest hospital, I guess probably the biggest hospital in the state of Alabama down here in Birmingham. And I'm not going to call the name of the hospital. But this man has a lake house up here about 10 miles from where I'm at. And it was along the time that they were wanting us to do it. And I never met this guy before. And I went over there on a bunch of gas lines for him. And he just retired or semi-retired. And this guy had bought a massive lake house. I'm talking about like, you know, 7 zeros worth of, or seven digit lake house. And
lake house.
Yeah, like over $1 million. But anyway, I was talking to the guy, and I was in the living room, you know, running some gas lines to some gas logs. And he was like doing a computer conference with somebody, and he got done, and I couldn't figure out what, you know, I knew he was talking about medical stuff. And something got said about the, you know, the jabby. He said, are you going to take it? I said, well, they're wanting me to take it now. He said, what? I said, yeah, look, dude, I'm like three forms of first responder. He said, oh, you need to take it. You need to take it. He said, look, I got one of the first, like out of the first 100 doses that came into the state, he was one of the ones that got it. And I'm thinking, well, you know, this guy's probably on up. He's like above 65 to 70 years old. And I'm thinking, how in the world did he get it? He said, look, he was a cancer surgeon. He was a retired cancer surgeon. And he told me that he was the head of cancer research for this hospital. And he'd been a surgeon for like, you know, 35, nearly 40 years. I said, so you've had it? He said, oh, yeah, I was one of the very first people to take it. And he said, you need to get it. Well, I mean, look, you know, this dude's been a cancer surgeon for years and years. And he's telling me out of his own mouth, yeah, I took it. I was one of the first ones that got it. And he told me that that one of his buddies that worked with him at that hospital down here had been on loan to the CDC and helped them work on developing it. And he said, look, he said, and the guy told me that there was nothing in it that hadn't already been used in other ones, you know. So, I mean, I went and got it. And look, here was the deal. I live in the middle of nowhere in northwest Alabama. And I figured kind of the one that we got was kind of like the store brand. It was like the Dollar General brand because everybody else was wanting Pfizer and Johnson, and here we got Moderna. I'm like, yeah,
that's what I ended up with.
And then I was like, oh boy, we probably got the bargain brand that came with coupons.
Well, I think it affects everybody differently. Some people, like I knew people that died from taking something as simple as a damn.
Well,
think about this for a second. Like, just a standard like flu shot. People have died from that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I took it and had to go back in like 10 days and take the second shot because it was, it was 2 on it. But I mean, it may kick me out one of these days, but I'm still kicking. And what was strange is after the whole deal, and look, I don't know what kept me from getting it. I have no clue. But I wound up going almost 3 years being around people, running medical calls on people, being around God, Wanda and my kids both, or all 3 of them, they had COVID like 3 different times. They were sick 3 times. I never got it till about 3 years later. And then I got sick and came in here, and Wanda carried me to the hospital because I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. And they diagnosed me with it and the flu. I had I forgot which type flu it was, but I had it and the flu at the same time. And really, they didn't. They gave me some antibiotics and sent me home. And look, y'all, I never had not any problem with my breathing. I was just like severely nauseated, and I felt like I swan dove off of a dang 100-foot rock bluff on the concrete. Every joint I had was like in severe agony. But I never had I didn't cough, I didn't sneeze, wheeze, nothing. I was just sick. And y'all, I was it was like I was car sick, seasick, and just like inner ear all at one time. I had no balance, but it took me the better part of a week to get over it, and then I was fine. But I never did understand why, everybody else I knew was like their breathing was greatly affected. But then after everything comes out, if you go and research it, they talked about the lowest mortality rate out of any group was people that smoke cigarettes.
Yes. Yep.
And now they're figuring out that actual nicotine has a lot of good qualities. They're using nicotine patches to create all kind of stuff.
That might explain why I did so well, because I was chewing a lot of tobacco back then.
Yeah. I know people right now that are like the long haul COVID people that are still having side effects and stuff. That from
here's Roger.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing right now, a lot of those people are they're using nicotine patches and having great results. So I don't know.
I've been seeing people walking around with them on here recently, a big influx of them.
Yeah, so look, anybody out there, if you're having health problems, honest to God, go and research. Do your own. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV, but now there was one on TV that had the same name I got. But hey, look, here's the deal. But research that. Do some, as D.A. Roberts says, check the Googles.
Yeah.
Check the Googles, but and read on it, because there's supposed to be a lot of people getting a lot of health benefits from nicotine patches or nicotine gum.
I'll be darned.
I mean, look,
it's funny because all these years everybody said, tobacco was horrible for you.
Well, look, I'm not saying that cigarettes are like smoking vitamins, but it's either I smoke, get nicotine, or I may take up murdering. So,
hey, Greg, what was it that old black guy that lived for like 110 years or however long he lived, smoked cigars and drank whiskey every day of his damn life?
Yeah.
And he lived to be almost 120 years old or something crazy like that.
I don't want to live forever. I just want to be like 120 and killed by a jealous husband.
What kind of paperwork are you doing, Roger?
What are you doing, Roger? He's all talked after one night, maybe, huh?
No doubt.
Man, that episode with Kane was awesome.
Yes.
You do realize down here in the southeast that doing paperwork, he may be in the bathroom.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a good possibility. We don't know.
After
We've had a
Chuck-
few people do shows from their bathroom during on old line. So
Yeah, Jeff.
I just don't know where Misty went. She done left chat.
she must have, them goats must have got out of the pen or something.
No,
Either that or JR escaped from his cage. She had to go
she's
wrangling back in there.
she's probably in there making her one of her 4-course meal midnight snacks.
Where does she put all that?
I do not know. She sent me a picture of her mom. She'd fix some type of roast beef sandwich or something, and she had it on one of those like a real like the good paper plates or something. She had it on a plate. And where she got the dadgum bun, I don't know. The bun was big as my head, and the sandwich was that big. It was that tall. And next thing I know, she's like, "Yeah, I may want to make me another one of those." I'm like, "Good Lord."
Jerry, the other night at like 2:00 in the morning, well, 2:00 here, but at 1 a.m. his time, we're all talking and Greg's making a bowl of tuna salad.
Yeah, it was good too.
His living hours are a lot different than ours, Jeff.
Yeah, I know.
Mine's upside down. Well, look here. I'm gonna throw it out there. If you ain't tried one of them,
Oh man, that stuff is delicious.
that right there will change your life. The blackberry one. Oh my gosh.
Huh.
If that right there would go through the filter in it, that'd run a car. Yeah.
I tell you, I love Dr. Pepper.
That's
The Dr. Pepper blackberry, and then the one that's strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper.
They've got so many zero sugar options now; it's insane what they have.
It's a good thing. Yep.
Yes.
That's all I drink.
If they got one of those that tastes like moonshine, we'd be in trouble.
Yep, I don't know what this would be like with some vodka in it, but I bet you it would be tasty.
Vodka?
Calm down, Jeff.
Any kind of clear spirit. But look at that. Jeff's eyes perked up like the Thundercats used to on the cartoon.
Vodka?
The only clear spirit I got in here is tequila, and it's sitting in the other room.
That to kill you.
There ain't no tequila in this cup. It's just benchmark.
Look at there, Katie
I
G.
tell you, you guys got me onto something good when you introduced me to that stuff.
Man, I'll tell you what I did go today and buy.
I gotta get some of that Yellowstone you were telling me about. I hadn't tried it yet.
That's some really good stuff, man. Yellowstone. I got me a bottle of that. I picked me a Halloween bottle up at the dollar store. Check this out.
What is it? Snake venom?
Yes. I actually poured that Yellowstone, what I had left off in that. That's Yellowstone.
Well, what is snake venom?
It ain't nothing. It was just a glass bottle.
Oh, you just bought it from the dollar store?
Yeah, it was for Halloween decorations. I thought, man, how cool would that be to put some spirit in?
Hey, one of my mom's friends, when they were in Maine a couple years ago, got me one of those. It's just a novelty jar, but it's called fish assholes, and it's the can that sits in here in my kitchen on the shelf.
Yeah.
And no one has asked me about that yet.
Have you not got a can, one of those cans that's got the canned possum on it?
No, but my grandfather has kept an old can of peanuts. Well, it says peanuts or whatever, but it was one of those, snakes when you open the damn can.
Yeah.
Spring-loaded things flies out of it.
Yeah.
And he told me about that years ago, and I was like, I wonder what's in these peanuts. And I went up there. I didn't know about it, and I opened the damn thing, and it flew out of there. But he had this thing that he would mess with people. It was like a rat tail with like a little, motorized ball on it. He'd keep it in a bag of potato chips.
Yeah.
And one time I went over there to get and when I grabbed it, it turned on and started, rustling the bag. And I was like, what the hell is this? Kind of like a snipe hunt.
Hillary.
Is that the crab leg flavored or what?
Yeah.
Look, I'm just telling you straight up. I'm not eating nothing that's named that right there. I don't care if Heinz did it.
That's right.
I
I
No.
still gotta go
Where's my-
find me some pickled herring. Every time I'm at the store, I seem to have trouble finding it for some damn reason.
Yeah.
Although I got like 6 tins of sardines and mustard in the cabinet right now.
Yeah.
Jerry starts to cringe every time I start talking about pickled fish or anything like that.
Look, here's the deal. Wanda would have stroked out if she'd seen what I ate last night or yesterday for supper. I'd come and didn't feel like cooking, and I was digging through my cabinet. Look, I was prepping before prepping was cool, and I got digging in there, and I hadn't ate any like spam or the luncheon loaf. I hadn't ate any of that ham luncheon loaf in a long time, and I found
Oh man.
the can sitting there, and I've had some of that stuff for a while. Which now look, I've got a friend that went to college and took like culinary, and then wound up took some more classes on canning. And she's like got a degree like advanced canning classes. And she's always told me, she said, look, said if you got canned goods, said it don't matter what the date is on it. Said you just scratch that date out and don't worry about it. She said as long as the can is
River, no grubs. No grubs.
yeah, I'm out on the
No.
mumbly grubs and witchetty grubs.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna eat the grubs up. But anyway, this old gal told me, she said, look, if that canned food, let's say if it's out of date a year, she said it don't matter. Said if that can is not swollen, if it's not leaking, if it's still sealed, she said when it's in that seal, it's like it's in limbo. It does not matter. She said it could be 40 years old. If it's still sealed, she said it may not taste as fresh, but it's still all the ingredients, all the nutrients, and it's not gonna hurt you. It's still preserved. Look, I opened up this can of luncheon loaf last night and got me some saltine crackers. I dump it out. I'm slicing it up, like little squares, pretty thin. And I just happened to look over on the pull top lid because, I knew it'd been there a while and the lid was still sucked down. Everything's dandy. I look at it and on the lid. Now, look, I don't know if y'all priced any of this stuff in a while, but, it's like $5-6 a can now. I look and this can it's got the old red sticker from the sticker gun on it. It's got one of them on it, and it says $1.79. And I thought, how damn old is this? I spun it around, and the use by date was November of 2006.
Oh,
I said, wait a minute, that I can calculate. That's 19 years out of date. I was like, damn, it still looks good. Give it those smell tests. I'm like, oh hell, I've ate worse. Shit, you couldn't tell it wasn't brand new. Look, I ate nearly half a log of that stuff. But yeah,
It's like
so,
my girlfriend was helping me clean out my refrigerator. She's like, how old is this hot sauce? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I was like, it doesn't expire. And some people go by the damn dates. Ow.
I don't know if I'd want some ranch dressing that been in your fridge.
No, but it's hot sauce. How the hell is hot sauce?
It's vinegar. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing I love about that white sauce that you got us all into. Hell, that stuff, you can look at it and go, well, all right, mix it up a little bit. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, usually when I make it at the house, it don't last long enough to get very on it. Oh, yeah. But look, dude, it's good on about anything.
It's saved in my files.
Really?
Send that over to me because we want to make it here.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you.
Gary, look, it really, really is the best. Now I like it on pork, like smoked pork, Boston butt. But really, it really shines on poultry, like smoked turkey or fried turkey or like dipping chicken fingers, battered chicken fingers, or like smoked chicken. Oh my God, it is the best sauce on smoked chicken.
Okay.
The thing that I love about it is you can put your own spin on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom's added lime or lemon juice to it.
Yeah.
And, gave it a little more zing, and it is Mm.
The cool thing about the recipe that Jeff's got for me, I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people here make it. Which there's you know probably 500 different recipes here in Alabama, but mine is zero sugar. There's not a bit of sugar in it whatsoever. So if
Well,
you're
it ain't nothing like ranch dressing.
No,
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 no, no, no.
but it is.
it's
It,
mainly vinegar and mayonnaise. That's the
yeah. Hey, look, that's about right, Roger. But you can take. I'll tell you what you can do. If you've got a smoker where you're going, I mean, you can do it like on a barbecue grill. If you're just going to barbecue like chicken halves or leg quarters or whatever. But you take that white sauce and make you up a big bowl. Put it in a stainless steel bowl. And when your chicken is when it's done, and before you take it off the grill, take take tongs and get those pieces of chicken and just dip them in it.
Mhm.
Put it back on the grill, shut the lid, and let it caramelize that white sauce. You talking about unbelievable good. And we do it too, like which I hadn't in a few years because I hadn't been able to get out and rabbit hunt. But we'd get out and kill some
oh
young.
man.
We'd kill those young rabbits and then half them, throw them on the smoker and smoke those rabbit halves, and then dip when they get done is dunk them in that white sauce, put them back, let it get sticky. Oh my gosh, it's good. Yeah,
I haven't hunted rabbits in a long time. I mean, we're finally getting a huntable population of them again.
yeah.
Yes.
But man, those things when we used to cook them, rabbits were so good. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be amazing. And I know they're nowhere. The squirrels don't go anywhere nearly as good as a damn rabbit.
no,
I
but
love hunting squirrels and I love cooking them, but rabbits are completely different.
the cool thing about my favorite now, look, I like young squirrels, batter and fry them in a pan, with like, especially if you use lard to fry them
Yeah.
in. But dude, we, we'd take those rabbits and like my granny, my dad's mother, my aunt Verby's mom, I would carry like two Ziploc bags full of squirrels down there, and I'd keep my grandpa in squirrels to eat. But my granny, she'd take and parboil them in some salt water and get them just about cooked. And she'd take them things and drain that off, and she'd debone them and take all that meat, and then she would make homemade dumplings. She'd make squirrel dumplings. Oh my God, like chicken and dumplings, but it's squirrel.
Oh,
My God, you talking about good
tell
squirrel?
you what, I got a buddy of mine, and Jerry, you know him, Chad Arnold.
Yeah.
Chad makes the best damn squirrel pot pie I have ever had in my entire life. And
Man,
we were over at Harry D. Hoff's for
Know him
Chad's
too.
birthday party one year, and he had made up a whole mess of this squirrel pot pie. And one of my ex-wife's friends was over there, who's actually the daughter to one of my mom's best friends,
Mhm.
and we still hound her to this day about it. She had ate 3 or 4 bowls of that stuff before we told her it was squirrel.
yeah,
And she didn't touch it afterwards, but she's like, man, that was really good.
yeah.
And she couldn't bring herself to eat it after we told her it was
Right.
squirrel.
Yeah.
she,
That happens a lot.
but I tell you, man, you get a good squirrel pot pie. Oh my God.
I'm let down, Jeff, and I've never thought about making a squirrel pot pie. Now I know what I'm going to do this fall.
Yeah. I tell you, I might have to get back into shooting squirrels because we got so many squirrels around this damn place. Holy.
Yeah. Y'all have many fox squirrels up there, or they just kind of
No,
gray?
they're just gray squirrels.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Now, if you go down to like the western area, you get down the Delmarva region, like Delaware, Maryland, Virginia,
That would be
they have what
Eastern
they
area,
call
not
the
Western.
Delmarva squirrel.
uh,
That thing looks like a miniature raccoon. It's freaking huge.
really?
Thank you, Hillary. I've been
Yeah.
waiting for a year to get it from Jeff. I mentioned it one time. Hillary's already sent it. So
It probably took her less time to find it than it takes me. I'm a little challenged.
Uh,
Hillary's a little more technically superior than I am.
How'd you
Okay,
fit both that in the same sentence? Little and challenged.
no doubt.
Damn
They,
Well,
right.
you see right here it says the midget tire wrestler. That's what I've been doing all week. So the tires get too big, I got to go get the heavy equipment out to move them.
Mm-hmm.
look there. Oh, Kenny knows where it's at. Look there, squirrel and gravy and white sweet potatoes.
So
Oh,
one of our over at Poe's,
Yeah, right, Robert.
Jerry, one of Franny Poe has some of the best squirrel gravy around.
Yeah,
She
I'll
makes it
take your word for it.
well. I haven't gotten to try it yet, but everyone else that's had it said it's like the best in they've ever had. So I'm gonna have to corner Ron one day and get Fran to make some squirrel gravy.
y'all, I tell you what. I mean, look around here. We just look at squirrel as being chicken of the trees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you go.
Get on the tree.
But golly, y'all. I mean, we're nearly like Bubba Gump with the shrimp down here as far as squirrels. It's squirrels. It's good. But now look, Jeff, I was talking about that a while ago about a woman eating 3 or 4 bowls and bragging on it. I've made all kind of different stuff out of deer meat, and people would eat it. I've made chili a bunch of different times, and I wasn't doing it on purpose. I just thought everybody knew it was deer meat, in the chili. And I've had women and I've had some guys that wouldn't eat deer meat, and they would eat 2 or 3 bowls of chili and just roll around like, my God, I need this recipe. I don't know what you put in it, but damn, I need the recipe. And two different times that I put my chili in chili cook-offs. And the first time I think there was 98 entries, and I got first place that time. And the next year we had like 122 entries, and I got second place. And so my chili is really, really good. But then they would find out it was deer chili, and it was like they were going to be sick. And I'm like, you just talked about how good it was. Yep, but it was the thought of it. I'm like, okay, well, you would rather have beef that came out of a grocery store that's been who knows where and fed who knows what, or you wouldn't rather have a local deer that's been eating out here in the woods, foraging, eating acorns and grass and briar leaves. So which one's the cleanest animal? Well, it's just the thought of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but my thought process and yours are different.
Terry's asking if you still got fox squirrels around your place.
Oh, yeah. Well, got them in different areas, Terry. It just depends on where you're at. But up here, fox squirrels, where you really gonna find those is in the pine forest or pine thickets, and they're not everywhere. But I do know where there's a few pockets of them. A buddy of mine went a year before last about 2 miles from my house, and he come back by my house, and I wanted to choke him because he pulls up like rubbing it in my face. He's like, "Come out here, I'll show you something." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Walk out here." And I went out there, and this dude I think he had 8. And y'all, they were like big as a damn house cat. I mean, massive fox squirrels. And, but I know where he killed them. I know exactly. And I know the farm. And I know that the guy that owns the farm I grew up with him. It's just, we're going to let them repopulate a little bit. And I might try to carry my baby girl up there and see if she can. So, but yeah, they're scattered. They're not just everywhere, but it's not uncommon to see some.
Huh.
Oh man, look at there. It looks like Pyro made it in the chat.
Old Pyro.
Yes, picked up a
I'm
couple
looking,
people.
trying to find that recipe. Oh, wait a minute, I just found it.
I know I posted the white sauce recipe. It was on Woodwalkers.
Yeah, I saved it back then.
Yeah, it was like around like September last year or year before one. I can't remember. I need to dang repost it.
I tell you, man, that is one of the best things I've ever had. And it's one of the easiest things to make, too. You just make you a big tub of it.
Yeah. It's not hard to make. The thing about it is you can add, if you want a little more garlic, add a little more garlic. If you want it a little spicier, add a little more
Hey,
spice.
I live on garlic. I can put a whole damn pound of garlic in that damn stuff.
But I'm telling you, I eat enough garlic. If a vampire bites me, it's tasty.
That vampire is gonna have blood poisoning if it eats me because
Yeah, I'm a fan of garlic.
one of the places that we Jerry, we're actually selling seasonings now in the store.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, and the place is called Shore Smokes, and one of the big things they got a lot of garlic recipes in their seasonings.
Have you tried any of that yet, Jeff?
Now, I have not seen that one. What is that?
That is the Cajun two step. That old stale cracker down there in Louisiana.
They probably don't even sell that up here.
No.
Well, they might not. I may have to get some and send it to you. But look, that stuff, that's the first jar of it I've run up on here, which I don't go to many big stores. But actually, we got Academy Sports. They sell his seasoning, and I was really impressed. I was really impressed. But now my favorite seasoning is the Tony Satry's Creole seasoning. That's I could
Yeah,
eat.
I have that.
Dude, I could eat that on cornflakes. It's good, and it's a lot of it's like a lot of onion powder and a lot of garlic, heavy duty on the garlic, and then the red pepper.
Well, the thing I love about that recipe of yours is it's so damn simple, and I damn near have everything usually in the cabinet to make it.
Yep. Have you tried it on like the fried chicken fingers? You ever dip chicken fingers and stuff
I
in it?
have.
I'll tell you something else you need to try. Take and dip French fries in it.
Really?
Yeah, oh yes. Yes, sir. Dip your French fries in it.
Damn.
Yep.
I tell you that night I made it the first time, I was like standing there with the garlic, and I was like, "Is this enough?" And then I put more garlic in it. I don't even remember how much garlic I added to it, but
Yeah.
and
But
minced onion,
I
which
mean, it's just mayonnaise. And now look, do not substitute malt vinegar for the distilled white vinegar. Do not. I mean, I can't stand malt vinegar. Yeah, use the distilled white vinegar in the
no,
mayonnaise.
we used the white vinegar.
Yeah, and then just the mayonnaise of your choice. Don't get no the damn what do you call it? The not mayonnaise, the other the
No
spring.
Miracle Whip, nothing like that. No salad
A
dressing.
dollar store brand or whatever.
Yeah, look, you
Real
don't
shit.
you don't have to have designer mayo. Most
Okay.
time when I make it, I use that Sawyer's. I like the Sawyer's mayonnaise,
Hey
and
BJ.
I'll use it. But yeah, don't use Miracle Whip, please don't.
No,
They
I
like
can't stand that stuff.
no, but
It,
just yeah,
yeah.
it's really just off the top of my head. It's mayo, vinegar. You got like minced onion, and then or dried minced onion,
Black
and then
pepper,
yeah, it's like a lot of black pepper and the coarse grained black
red
pepper.
pepper.
Yeah, red pepper, and then the Tony Satry's, and I put some Worcestershire in it,
Yep.
and there's several seasonings that I picked up that I'll throw off in it, and I mean you just mix it up till it's all blended together good and it's ready to go, and it's really easy made. Now look, they sell some here. It's like Big Bob Gibson's. I can't.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I don't like it because it's like he uses the malt vinegar
I
and
almost bought some and you told me not to, and I was like,
don't. The vinegar's wrong, and then undoubtedly he pours just like 2 gallons of sugar in it. And I mean, I'm sure that people like it, but it wasn't what I like. Um, but yeah, it's what cracks me up is Spencer's like, I've tried it, but he won't make mine and try it. He's like, I'm like, well, you didn't try mine. Yeah, but I don't like it. I think you just probably don't like mayonnaise, maybe. But it is.
man,
It's not.
I will take mayonnaise over ketchup any day of the week.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yep.
usually for me, if I get like a burger, cheeseburger, hamburger, whatever, yeah, usually I'm like I'm the mayonnaise and mustard guy. That's where I'm at.
Look, we made Roger hungry. He's making a hot dog sandwich with cheese and Duke mayonnaise. What the hell?
All right, let me ask y'all something. Y'all ever have any hot dog? Y'all ever have any fried hot dog sandwiches where you take your hot dogs and split them long ways and lay them out flat and
Uh-huh.
fry them real dark and then put them on loaf bread with your condiment of choice?
Mhm.
That's kind of a thing here in North Alabama anyway. Hot dog sandwich.
Hillary was just saying that Miracle Whip should be outlawed. You know
I,
what,
Okay.
I can't. I never did like to taste that stuff.
No.
Jerry? You will laugh at this, and Greg will too. So, a friend of mine, we were at my doomed bachelor party, which I should have had more fun at if I had known it was going to be this bad. But anyway, um, about that, we were a friend of mine who I've known my entire life went to the store that morning while we were staying at the cabin they'd rented for me, and he comes back with, "I can't believe it's not butter." Now, this stupid bastard did not know that I could have said way worse things about him that day, which I probably did, but we won't go over. We had two dairy farmers there, me and Tanner Crowell. Jerry knows the Crowells. And we both looked at him, and he's like, well, Tanner started cussing at him before I did. And he goes, "You know there's no butter in that, right?" He didn't realize it was margarine. I was like, "It says the damn thing on the label."
Yeah.
I was like, "You went to high school with me. You used to help me at the farm all the time. How the hell did you not know that that was not margarine? It says it on the damn label."
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
But y'all look that. Yeah, I mean margarine. It ought to be outlawed because that's like it's like congealed grease. Oh,
You know
but
what
no,
it was for, don't you?
I don't like it.
look,
They
one of
originally used it to fatten turkeys.
yeah, yeah, one
Yeah.
Wanda makes fun of me, y'all. Look, y'all just don't realize how mean she is because, like, if I get a baked potato, she ridicules my amount of butter because like she's like she'll cut like a little wedge off of a stick of butter for a potato, and that's just enough to piss me off. For me, if you've got a whole potato, you split it open, mash it up, get it all ready. You're supposed to take a whole stick and lay it down in there and let it turn into hot buttery goodness. But oh no, she wants a little wedge. I'm like, what good's that? I mean, it don't even your potato
Hey,
don't even
I will
melt.
use as much butter as Paula Dean does making a damn peach cobbler or whatever the hell she's doing over there.
Oh, dude.
I will put a half a pound of butter in something if I feel like it.
Yeah. Let's say mayo, black pepper, that
See, we get the
ought to be.
Jerry. Have you ever got the butter that we keep in there? The 2 pound roll of the Amish butter?
And there ought to be Hillary's got it popped up on there or on that. There ought to be so much Worcestershire too. I think it may have had that on it.
It
But
does.
that's pretty much it.
Half
If
a
y'all
teaspoon.
get that whole recipe that she's put up there, that's about it. And I mean, seriously, it's really, really good. And look, if you do want to spice it up a little spicier, either take some you can put a little more crushed red pepper, or either put some like Louisiana hot sauce. If you got some good hot sauce, shake some of that off in there and blend it all up. I mean, you can play with it and change it, but it's absolutely way different than any kind of red sauce you're gonna eat. So, but yeah, Jerry,
I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
We'll
And
make it.
she had most of it right there, but the Tony Satcheries is another thing to put in it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 The Tony's is a whole lot more, and most of the time for myself, I nearly double, I nearly double the amount of black pepper because I'm a black pepper connoisseur. I'm the guy that if I go to Waffle House when I reach over and pick up like the pepper everything on my plate, instead of sitting there and shaking it for like
You
an
take
hour,
the lid off.
I take the lid off and sift it off
Yeah.
like I'm that guy.
What I'm one of those guys that I finally cleaned it out, but when I go to Chinese food places, I would always get extra duck sauce and soy sauce, and I don't know how many packets of that shit over here in my cabinet
Yeah.
from going to the damn Chinese restaurant. I had more soy sauce than I knew what to do with.
I wonder if River needs to try some white sauce on them grubs. What kills me is he eats them live. He's talking about putting them on his tongue, letting them just crawl down. Nope.
My mom smoked a pork butt the other day, and I wish I'd had some damn white sauce to put on. Actually, you know what? She had some in there because she had made some.
So your mom likes it good?
Yeah, she likes it because she does the no sugar stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tell you, that is one of the easiest things you can do. And I'm not big on any of the sugary burnt sauces anyway. I never really have been.
Roger said peanut butter grubs. That's what
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Rivers told me a bunch of times. Said they kind of taste like peanut butter. Well, I'll just stick with peanut butter. Peanut butter ain't never like latched to hold and not walk down my throat.
Grubs. No grubs. No grubs for this guy.
Yeah, no.
That must
That's
be
like
a down under thing.
them people eat that escargot. I ain't eat no snails either. Can't do it.
Or fish eggs.
I draw the line. I can't even eat like oysters and stuff.
I
I
don't
love
eat
oysters.
My,
I
so
can
does
eat
Tim.
oysters. Oh my god!
I don't like them.
Y'all, I don't know how do you look with me, it wouldn't even be, I mean, the taste I can't handle, but the texture part, that'd be like, I would be about as prone to go take about a 4-foot piece of garden hose and go out there in the pasture and suck snot out of one of your cow's nose. But,
I tell you, I can eat oysters raw or fried. I can eat mussels, and as my girlfriend refers to them, spider sandwiches, which is soft shell crabs.
Yeah.
I can tear up some soft shell crabs.
yeah.
They don't look very appealing, but once they're fried and you got a nice, sandwich made out of them,
Yeah.
damn, are they good.
Are you eating all the little guts and all the internals
Oh,
and
you
everything?
eat the whole thing. All they do is you take you pull the plate off the bottom and you cut that out, and you cut that one little section off, and you're good to go.
No, that's the line in the sand, brother. No.
How many of you are Hillary enough to eat crab legs?
It was funny because it cut about a month before my girlfriend's mom had her stroke. We were at a place getting crab legs, and I was thinking the entire time, I'm like, there's snow crab legs too, and they were good.
Well, look, I can tell you this, Jeff. Look, I love to eat like the steamed crab legs and stuff, but they just piss me off because it takes too damn long. You have to fight them. No.
Well, the big snow crab legs are better than you buying the blue crabs and having to pick them all apart.
Yeah.
My mom has gotten so mad at me the last couple of years because I've gotten to the point where I'm crab picking out because I get tired of sitting there and picking them when I could go eat 2 pounds of shrimp and,
I love shrimp. Yep.
oh my God. And Poe's shrimp are the best shrimp around.
Poe's. I'm telling you, anywhere in this county or state, Poe's, man. Poe's has got
that
the
old bar has been there since beginning of time. My great grandmother actually sold them the property to build that place.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be my great
Great.
grandmother.
Great.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
my family sold him the property. That's all I know.
They make the best steam shrimp.
Oh
They
my
put
god!
onions
It's
in
just
it and
a
stuff.
hole
It
in
is
the
good.
wall bar too.
Oh my gosh.
And I haven't been there in a while, but I might have to go there next week and get some.
Sounds like a
Well,
plan.
I can tell you what. Look, shrimp. Shrimp is by far my favorite seafood as far as like shellfish type stuff. But I can tell you this: you have to know your limitations on eating shrimp.
I
Because,
remember you told me you ate too much one time.
yeah, I ate too many. I mean, I ate like almost 4 pounds of shrimp by myself. I wound up. I almost got iodine poisoning. I woke up in the middle of the night, started feeling sick, and I staggered into the bathroom at my dad's. Mom and dad had that house at the ocean down there in Alabama. I went in there, and when I turned the light on in the bathroom and looked in the mirror, y'all, my face, my face was as red as the top of this lid right here. And I looked at my arms. Every part of my body was red, and I reckon I about got iodine poisoning.
Yep.
And I wound up. I took a bunch of Benadryl. Daddy was wanting to carry me to the emergency room. I said, "Well, I think I'll be all right."
Now hold on a second. He wanted to carry you emergency room for that, but you cut your leg open with a pocket knife, and he
Yeah.
super glued you shut and didn't take you to the emergency room. Well, I understand why it was deer season. That
Well,
was
yeah, yeah. He was afraid I was gonna mess up all the hunting. Yeah. I mean, no, look, that
you
was
were in a vacation house, so it was okay if you went to the
that,
hospital.
look, y'all. I'm telling you, when I cut my leg, that was the ultimate man down situation. I was in a bad way. Bad.
Well, you were already in a bad way because you were relieving yourself, and then you had to try to make a piece of emergency toilet paper and
Oh yeah.
slit your leg open with a buck knife that was about.
Dude, I'm telling you, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber wouldn't have cut my leg any prettier than what that buck knife did. I mean, it laid it open, and y'all, it cut it. That knife was so sharp that when it cut it, when I looked at my leg, the first thing popped in my head, I thought, "Whoo, damn, that was close."
Close, yeah.
By the time I thought processed, my leg goes and pops open, and y'all, there was a gap. I bet it was 2 inches, and it cut the front of my thigh nearly to the bone. That cut was as long as tip of my finger to back there. It was like probably 4.5 inches. And I knew right then Greg was in a bad way.
How old were you when that happened?
I was I think 14. I think I was 14 years old when that happened. Because I didn't have my driving permit. It was right before I got my permit, best I can remember. So I was about 14.
But you were still driving before that.
Oh, Lord, Jeff, I was driving when I
I
was.
know. Yeah, that's how it was here.
Yeah, but yeah,
Back before I had my driver's license, I used to drive the truck to the end of the road to get on the school bus to go to school.
Mhm. Yeah, y'all. When I looked down at man, it was right. I'm talking about right now. If I put my finger on my kneecap and lean it back about where my palm, about the length of my entire hand, right in the middle of my thigh, that's where it was, right on the front. And y'all, that thing popped open, and it wasn't just like skin and some fatty tissue. No, 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 no. It was all the pretty purpley looking muscles.
Yeah.
It looked like you butterflied a raw steak. And I knew I was in a bad way.
Barbie.
Oh Lord, yes. That's the way my grandpa. That's where I got all that from. When I talk, I'll talk about myself third person. My grandpa, Burby's daddy, he was the world's worst. We called him Pop, and his favorite thing, he'd say, "Yeah, I'll tell you, old Pop had to do something." He's talking about himself, so that's where I got that from. I've done that my whole life. But
Everybody's legs are hurting now.
I cringe. I get thinking about stuff because years ago as a kid, I jumped off the front porch over to Milkman, same place I had my sighting when I was a kid. And
yeah,
back then we had new downspouts and he had like pieces of aluminum bent to catch the rain from the porch down to the ground. Of course, the
Yeah.
sharp edges are up, and my knee hit that all the way down. Oh, sliced my knee up, and I cringed today, and I still feel the scar on my left knee from that.
Jerry, it's amazing. You know, when you have a traumatic injury, if you see something that brings it up, it can be years and
You're
years
just like,
later. You can still feel it. It's like you're back in the moment. You can feel it.
Hold on a minute. Let me go get a match for you.
Hey, look, the you talking about hurt though? When I
Yeah.
stuck a splinter through the bottom of my foot and it was trying to come out on the top, and that thing was about 5 inches long, and it was big. And the big part of it was like 2 kitchen matches, and it went all the way down to needle point. And man, that thing went in like almost between two toes on the bottom, and went in an upward angle, and like where my foot turned up my leg, it come out right there. It didn't come through the skin, but the skin was pulled up like a pup tent, looked like a teepee.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, I'm screaming and jumping around and cussing. And Wanda's going, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I've just broke a damn broom handle off through my foot." What? And y'all, I had on those big fluffy socks, and I peeled the sock off. And look, that where it broke off, it mashed the meat down, and when it broke, the meat popped back up, so you couldn't see it. She's like, "Well, I don't see nothing." I said, "Look up here on the top." And she looked on the top of my foot, and here's the skin and that piece of wood trying to come through the top. I said, "It went in on the bottom, and it's coming out the top."
hey, Roger's got a good one there. I
Yeah.
stepped on a damn pole bar nail one time,
Oh yeah.
and I bet you that sucker, if it wasn't going through my top of my foot, it was damn close to it.
Y'all, if you grew up on a farm and you hadn't never stepped on a nail, you wasn't even trying. What
I
I
stepped
always
on a lot of nails, but I stepped on one time, and I guarantee you that sucker was that far into my foot.
Y'all, I had Jeff. I stepped on one. I jumped off the ladder. Our barn that we used to have had a loft in it, and I got down to about, I don't know, probably 3 foot, and I jumped off there's some wasps got after me. I stirred them up, and I jumped off the side, and I landed on a board that had a nail sticking through it. It went through the bottom of my boot, went through my foot, and come out the top of my boot. It went all the way through, and then I had to try to prise my foot off.
Come on.
And the bad part about it, it screwed my boots up. It was waterproof boots till I poked a hole in the bottom and the top.
You know how many times I've done that to rubber boots at the farm, stepping on stuff?
Yep. Yep. Not only you got a hole in your foot, look, dude. I used to remember when they used to,
Whenever I see a board that looks like it's got an old nailer sticking out of it or something, you
Yeah.
see my ass over there with a hammer
yeah, well, look,
bending that stuff over.
back when I was a kid, back then it was like what 3 to 5 years on a tetanus shot,
Yeah,
and now we got it to where it's like every 10 years.
yeah.
Man, I've had a tetanus shot. I ain't gonna tell you how many tetanus shots
Well,
I've had.
I was damn close to getting one when needing one when I stepped on that nail the last time a few years ago, and I went in there to whichever MedStar whatever place, and the old doctor came to see me. Her name was Martha Chalmers, and good God, that woman must have been 90 some years old. And she's looking at it, and she said, "Yeah, I reckon you probably need a shot."
Look, y'all, Katie,
Looked like she might have been alive when they had invented Alice Chalmers tractors. That's how old she was.
yeah, she rode a buggy to her graduation.
I mean, her last name was Chalmers, so I'm guessing she might have been related to the family that invented them. But good Lord, she's like, "Yeah, you should probably get one in there." And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pretty sure the damn thing almost came out the top of my foot.
Y'all, look, I've been broke up, I've been cut, I've been poked, stoned. I mean, look, I've lived an eventful life. If I ain't never done nothing else, I've lived an eventful life, and I'd like to chalk it up to just thanking the Lord every day for Him keeping me around, because I'm here for a reason. I've had too many times and things happen that I should have went on to glory. That's like when the Yellow Jackets like to floated off with me. Y'all, I felt like I was one of them guys on there that used to get the bee beard. That's what I felt like when them Yellow Jackets.
I don't know that when Jerry stepped backwards off the hay wagon, that sounded rough enough to me. Good
Yeah,
Lord,
golly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an empty feeling.
anybody that's ever worked on a hay wagon, especially an old square bale wagon, knows
Yeah,
you standing on that platform. Don't take too many steps backwards
I
because
don't know. I mean, what 15, 16 years or more, maybe probably longer than that doing it. And it just that one head wasn't even. It just I barely moved. I barely took a half a step. Gone. See ya.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Katie talked about she's saying some of the worst wounds ever. Look, I'll tell y'all a good story. We had I've been, like I said, I've been in the fire department and rescue squad and doing that kind of work for pushing 20 years. And we had a guy that was in the rescue squad. He wasn't in the fire. Well, he wound up being in both too. But anyway, this guy, he was an older guy, and he was about 3 people worth of goofy. He wanted to help, but he just didn't have it in him. And I was at the fire station. Well, there's some ball fields. There's like 4 ball fields right behind, or 3 ball fields right behind our fire station, about 250 yards. Well, I'm at the fire station and we get the call. 911 dispatches a call, comes across, set our tones off, and it comes across. There was like a 9-year-old boy with a broken arm. Well, I'm at the fire station. I can look out the building and see the ball field. So I jump in the truck, take off out there, and I pull up. Well, I'll give the parent credit. They took a 12, like a 12-pack box like Mountain Dews. They took the box and they folded it in the middle where it was long ways, and they had the little boy's arm cradled in this valley of the 12, this box, had it in there. Well, I take one look at it and they go, "You think it's broke?" I said, "Well, either it's broke or he's developed 2 extra elbows."
Oh wow.
And because his arm from his elbow to his wrist, it had 2 extra bends in it. And it was like,
Oh,
it went over here and went down and back again. It had like a extra crook here and here.
yeah.
And it was like forming a Z. I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's broke." Well, this older dude that's in the squad, he shows up and goes, "Oh, let me go get a splint. Let me get a splint." I said, "Look, get me out of the medic bag. We got some aluminum splint, and it's a piece of just like silver aluminum, and we wrap them with the medic tape, and it's bendable, and it's about probably an inch and a half wide. Think of a soft aluminum like a yardstick. There's about
Yeah.
the size of a yardstick, but it's like pliable.
Mhm.
And the whole deal is whatever you've got and whatever's out of place, you hold it up there to it, and you bend it to fit the exact like a pattern. Well, you make like a U out of it. So I went on the back of his elbow and it left me a piece here and here. And I was going to mold it to hold his arm in exact position. Well, you put it on there and you take an ace bandage and just loop it up. You stabilized it.
Right.
Then you get him to the hospital. Well, I look around and I'm molding this piece of aluminum and I hear this guy go, "All right, son, hold still. I'm going to have to put it back in place." And when I hear that, I look and I reach down and grab this dude's arm and jerk him out of the way. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We need to put it back in place." I said, "Oh, no, we're not. we we ain't doing nothing. We are going to hold his arm just like it is
Right.
till he gets to the hospital. Well, we need to move it." I said, "Oh, no, we're not." I said, "If he gets to the hospital, the doctor won't move it till they x-ray it and see what's going on. If it's a clean break," I said, "Dude, if that thing is splintered up and it's all jagged and they pull it back in place, if there's an artery or a big vein or whatever's in there, you're gonna be like scissors." No,
That's
we
right.
are not touching this kid's arm.
Right.
And look, y'all, by now there's a crowd of people of no less than 30 people standing around. And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna put it back in place. I'm gonna put it back in place." Well, this dude is about probably 130 pounds and about 5'8". Well, I'm 6'1", and at that time was about 240. I said, I just like spun him around and grabbed him by the shirt, and we got up close and personal. I
Yeah.
said, "Let me tell you something. If you so much as touch that little kid's arm, I will beat you to death right here in front of everybody. Do you understand me?" And he's like, "What?" I said, "Do you understand me? If you move that child's arm, I will curb stomp you right here in front of God and everybody. I said, best thing you can do is get your toys and go back and get that truck and get out of the way. And I mauled this splint and wrapped this kid's arm up. Well, we're in the middle of nowhere. I holler at dispatch. I'm like, how long before the ETA on the truck getting here? The ambulance. She's like, gonna be about 35 more minutes. I looked around to mother. I was like, look, best thing you can do is load him up in the back seat. We'll buckle him up, drive to the hospital normal speed. You can be at the hospital in 25 minutes. You can be at the hospital with him 10 minutes before the ambulance even gets here. They carried the kid to the hospital up here in Coleman, Alabama. They took a couple of x-rays and woo, this is bad. They sent him to the Children's Hospital in Birmingham and wound up had to do surgery on the little kid's arm.
Yeah, and he was going to put it back in place, right?
Yeah, he decided, look, I rolled up on the scene, same dude about a year later. By the time I roll up, I was running late. I was, I don't know, 10 or 12 miles away. And they'd already got there, and this girl had broke her ankle. She'd stepped off the ankle at the housing projects. And when I pull up, when I open the door, this girl is screaming. When I rounded the corner, dude has done took her ankle, they said was sitting sideways. He's grabbed it and whooped her back in place. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I had to set it. It's like, look, dude, if it's not changing colors, it's still got a pulse in it. Do not move it. Leave it alone. That's for trained personnel. So yeah, I don't know. He's not affiliated in the departments anymore.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's a little stupid.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, River. I've never had a bad birthday present. Really.
I don't know if I've ever had a bad birthday.
PG, Jeff. Keep it PG.
No.
At least on my 30th birthday, I didn't have to spend it with my ex-wife. I went fishing.
Okay.
Wow.
With a bunch of buddies, we ended up in a Walmart drunk at 2 a.m. I also tried to buy some stuff that night, and for some reason, since Walmart decided they had to put in all their automated, machines, and we had to be the employee of the month.
Yeah, right.
The machine decided not to work, so I left everything at the register and left.
They're pretty slick about that. I don't even use a regular human being anymore because I like how I bag my stuff, and that's somebody else bags it.
That night it wouldn't take my card for whatever reason. I was like, all right, F this, and I walked out of and left everything at the register.
Man, they
may or may not have rode one of their mobility scooters around half the night.
talking about registers. Am I the only person that wonders why like Walmart has like 40 registers at the front for cashiers, and then they
used all the automated ones, and there's like 8 people running the registers.
Well, back in the day, those 40 registers were in use on a busy day.
Well,
Jerry,
but we
didn't have automated
ones
stuff.
Do they still use at Sawbulls or Shop? I mean, they still use the ones at ShopRite. They don't have
ShopRite, yeah. ShopRite
usually have an automated one.
ShopRite usually has all but maybe one person at them.
But Sawbulls, I haven't seen one. I haven't seen Sawbulls.
Sawbulls is still full on customer service. Yeah.
Yes, Sawbulls still is full customer service.
Yep. Which is rare today.
Yeah, that's like the only grocery store I've ever gone to that still has full customer service.
Well, I worked at Scotty's across from what was Tom Superth. I worked at both of them stores. And back in the day, we were probably one of the last people other than Glackens that when you pulled up, we come out and pumped your gas, cleaned your windshield and all that stuff. I worked at Scotty's for 8 months, I think it was, before I went on to Ridge Sheet Metal, yeah.
Well,
yep.
Really?
That's when I got into heating and air, yeah.
Now it's the Gobbler's Knob Tobacco Store. And,
yeah. Scotty's still there, too. Scotty Wafer's still there.
Scotty's still there, and they moved the liquor store down to another relative's place.
Yeah, well, right next door.
Gary, did you say you worked at a sheet metal place?
Yeah, I worked for Ridge Sheet Metal. Yep.
Oh, I
I
bet
was
you.
I was a technician. I didn't
He did.
bend metal,
He did
but I do.
drywall.
I can.
He was
Oh,
a drywaller too.
Oh, I was there for the fact. Yeah,
if you worked around sheet metal, you got plenty of stitches over the years. Then
not a single one. Believe it or not,
really,
not a single one. Yep, close. I ain't
yeah.
saying I didn't get cut.
And my grandfather, they were doing sheet metal on the old cabin, the old family cabin, and he had to get
Mm-hmm.
a thumb reattached, which I think is the same thumb that I saved him from
Dude, you're
losing
making me cringe tonight. Stop
in
it.
high school when he was when we were running the log splitter over here in the driveway, and
Yeah.
one of those knots got hung up in the log splitter, and he was trying to wrestle it and slipped off, and the pusher caught it, and I caught the lever before he had lost his thumb.
Mm.
And I was like 16 when that happened.
Y'all about. It was. I guess it was the last time that Alan was up here before he passed away in 4th of July. So I guess it was around Memorial Day or right in there. But me and him was laughing about. We was talking about some of the crazy stuff we'd done, which we talked about that regular. But he got talking. He got talking about when me and him worked for his uncle, and this man had a factory that built wooden trusses to build like pole barns and houses, and just trusses, rafters. And Alan's first, or well, it wouldn't be first cousin, it'd be about his third or fourth cousin. This old boy, they had us outside, and we had to build oversized rafters. Anything 40 foot or less, we would build them inside on this big press table. Well, if it got really big, like 60 footers or 65 footers, there was a big shed outside, and there was a whole different type deal. Think of an overgrown swing set where you had like an A-frame that went up and a pole across, like a swing set. All it was a big I-beam, and it had rollers, and this thing would run on tracks. Or you had these steel tables that they like bolted to the ground or to the concrete, and everywhere that there was one of those big plate gang nails that had to be pressed, you set it up, and it had a jig that all the lumber went in to build all the trusses the same. Well, anyway, think of a C clamp, a big giant C, and this
Yeah.
thing, a big piston on top, a big hydraulic cylinder. And that thing was a 50 tons hydraulic cylinder. That thing was like half as big, or nearly big as a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Well, you had these controllers. It was like big handles, and you could go left and right or forward and back. And you mashed these two buttons. With your thumbs, you mashed these two buttons, and that thing would press. And then when you let off of it, it had a big spring or big springs plural that opened it up. Well, they'd hired this old goofy dude that was there, and he'd been there, and he's about smoked up. And when Al's cousin rolled that thing in, it kind of like it would lean, and that big C clamp leaned. And now look, this C clamp was as big as me. I mean, it's like this thing would open up like 2 foot opening. And when he pushed it in there, it bumped one of those big plate nails. It was like a 14 by 14-inch plate nail, and it kind of turned it. Well, instead of this boy going, "Hey, whoa, stop," the nail's crooked. The boy that was running it didn't see it. Well, the guy standing on the other side, he reaches in there with his hand going to move. Well, when he like puts his hand in there, the other boy goes, "Poof." That cylinder comes down, and look, if you held the buttons, it would turn 2x6s into toothpicks. It would crush lumber like it was nothing. Well, this dude starts screaming, and we're screaming, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." Well, by the time the guy's name was West, by the time West figures out something's wrong, he lets go of the buttons. When this thing opened, it looked like, honest to God, it looked like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. When his hand came out, his hand looked like a frying pan.
Yeah.
And it looked like you had took a razor and went all the way around his thumb, all the way up through here, around this finger, all the way around. And it looked like hamburger meat was squirted out of the cracks.
Yeah.
And it basically made jelly out of every bone in this dude's hand.
Oof.
They wrapped his arm in a big old coat, and they carried him to the hospital. And that was the last time I ever saw that dude. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he crushed his hand with a 50-ton cylinder.
Well, I can
What
tell you
about
this.
what happened to the one with that was pushing the buttons?
He just sat there shaking his head and kind of went, "You dumb ass." It's like,
So
yeah,
this hand right here, I won't peel back the fingers because it's the number one finger. But this one right here has 9 stitches in it because of my dad's stupidity one day. The other one almost got crushed, but it survived. Everything else was fine, but we were changing a tire on the damn skid loader that we scrape manure with every day, and my middle finger on my left hand, when we had to, for whatever reason, the jack wasn't working. I don't know what the hell happened, but we had to prop it up on some blocks after we had lifted it with the loader, and because it was one of the rear tires, and I was changing the tire off to the spare that was brand new, thank God. I had pulled this hand away after I'd finished tightening the lugs, but this hand was still steady in the tire, and the damn skid loader, which is older than me, slipped off of the freaking
Everything's older than you, Jeff.
The damn blocks didn't even hold it, and that shroud that was covered in cow manure slammed down on top of my finger.
Yep.
And all of my other fingers had, started to slide off into the treads, except for this one. And when I yanked it back out of there, Dad was kind of like looking down at me, and I was like going like this, and he's like, "Well, your mother's going to kill me," which she cussed him out for about a month over that. And the same day, my grandmother had burned her hands in a grease fire in the kitchen trying to carry a pan out that was on fire, and she dropped it on the damn porch, which was when my grandfather had dropped the wagon tongue on my foot the same morning when we were moving round bales. And because he had that was about the time my mom called him to tell him that we had to go up there and get her off to patient first. Well, next thing you know, I'm headed to patient first, and I get there, and Jerry knows the who's the one that still runs the thing? Jamie Reeves. Jamie Reeves's wife worked at Patient First, and one of their sons worked intake. So I walk in, and I've got this damn thing wrapped up, and I don't know if it was Tommy, which one of the brothers it was, but he looks at me and he goes, "Hey Jeff, what do you got for me?" And I unwrapped it, and he goes, "Mom." And she sticks her head out from the back and goes, "Oh, hey, Julie, finish paperwork. We'll take it back now." She starts scrubbing my finger out with a damn Brillo pad.
Yeah.
Basically. And I'm like, so I've got all that going on. And then she walks me over and puts me in the room right across from my grandmother, which is funny because when I walked in the back, my grandfather's standing there and he's looking at me going, "Would you come here to see us?" And I said, "No." And I held my hand up and he goes, "Oh, shit."
Yeah.
So I'm in the room straight across the hall. I can see her over there with her hands dunked in a bucket of ice water. And she's like, "I'd wave at you, but I can't take my hands out of this water." Well, then here comes the doctor, comes in, and he goes, "All right, well, we're going to have to put a needle in this." And before I know what's happening, I get a needle that's about that long shoved into the knuckle of my finger. And I was like, ooh.
When they set these 3 bones right here in my right hand, this bone, that bone, and that bone, They didn't numb it. They didn't do shit for me except jerk them back in place. And you know why? Because the doctor was pissed because I broke these 3 bones hitting one of my brothers. It made him mad. I punched one of my brothers and I busted 3 them. Look, them bones right there. That one, and that one. When they broke, the part
I
out this.
think I might have heard this story before.
Look, when it broke, it jumped up on top of the other one and pushed it back. So they were bones sitting on top of bones like that. And he like pushed down on them with one hand, and he got a hold of like that pinky finger, and he's mashing down here with like one hand holding down and the other one holding it. And they got a nurse behind me, and she's latched a hold of my arm, holding it back. I'm sitting in a chair, and I got it on the exam table. I thought he's going to look at it. I said, on the count of 3, and he goes, 1, 2. And when he said 2, he jerked it. And that bone popped down and went back in place. And y'all, look, I know I turned ghost white and had sweat beads pop up. And then he got a hold of the next one. He goes, all right, on the count of 3. He goes, 1, and jerked that one. Well, I'm sitting there hyperventilating. Still more sweat beads popped out. And he grabs out the 3rd one. He's mashing on it. I said, don't even start with your bullshit counting. And he jerked it. And then they x-rayed it, and they did. They popped right back, just lined up pretty as ever.
Well,
and then he scolded me. I said, y'all could at least numbed it or something. He said, well, I figured if you was tough enough to fight with one of your brothers, said you're grown enough, you ought to know better than that.
How old were you when that happened, Greg?
Hell, Jeff, I don't remember. He was right. I was old enough to know better, but hey.
I was in my late 20s when that happened to my finger. And that the couple days later, they'd had that sticky gauze on it. So they kept it on there and said, you got to leave this on here for a few days before you go to the hand doctor. And I went to this Jewish hand doctor that my grandmother had used. And he was probably in his 50s, but he was, you know how some of those Jewish guys look way younger? Okay. This dude looked like he could have been my age. And he looks at me and he goes, all right, well, we're going to unwrap this thing. And he said, don't kill me when I unwrap it. And I was like, what do you mean? And I'm sitting there and he starts unwrapping that sucker and he got to that last wrap and he yanked it off. And I swear to God, I could have jumped through the damn ceiling when he pulled that thing off of me because holy, I would have rather, gotten shot in the side or the damn shoulder than took a damn appendage wound. Fingers hurt way worse. Like any appendage, it don't matter what kind of pain you've endured. If it's something like that, that shit hurts way worse.
Yeah, it hurts.
It does.
And I finally, after I came down from he's like, all right, we're going to go over here and get you a splint. And they custom molded a splint onto that thing that I had to wear for a while. And then I had to drive around like this everywhere. And you know how many dirty looks I got from people driving down the road because I had it wasn't fun milking cows with this either, I can assure you, because I'm trying not to get kicked in the damn finger while I'm putting. Yeah, that was not a pleasant.
Well, like I said,
I got one here that my grandfather was involved in. We were cutting silage plastic, which is like it reminds me of this week. We were working on silage trenches and he cut a sheet of plastic and he tossed my knife back to me. And I've caught, I don't know how many knives in my lifetime, but little Winchester pocket knife, he folded it up, tossed it back to me. I caught that sucker. Well, apparently the knife blade opened up in mid-flight, and when I grabbed it, the tip, I was like, where is the – oh, okay.
Wow.
The blade that much of it was sticking out of my finger. And that took 3 stitches to close. This one here from the tractor took 9, and they couldn't even stitch the sides. So we had to leave that open, So that was all within the course of a year or two when that happened. I was a little leery of after that. I said, all right, no one's tossing any knives to me.
Yeah, right.
After that, I'm like, I'm done. We're not doing that anymore.
Another helpless feeling is when you're trapped under a car laying on you. I've had that happen to me.
I've been stuck under a 4-wheeler or two.
And I don't mean no little Mickey Mouse car. I'm talking about a 71 Charger. That thing.
Oh Lord!
Thank God. It had tires on it still, but the right front was flat.
You were stuck under a 71 Charger.
Yep.
What a jack fold up, jack stand give? What happened?
Come out off the bumper. Yeah, that was my stupidity.
God.
Young and dumb, high school. Well, out of high school.
Wow.
That was out of high school. I'll tell you what, Jeff. They told me to go to the hospital. They took me to Falston General. How long was that? How long ago was that?
I don't even think
Place don't even exist anymore.
General was.
Yeah. Yeah. No concussion, no nothing. I was very lucky.
Wow.
What year did they close Falston General? That would have had to been when I was a kid.
Long time ago. Yep.
Yep. Look, I tell people, I grew up living rough. I mean, growing up on a farm, and we played really hard, and everything we played with was dangerous. And honest to God, y'all, the emergency room closest here was Coleman, Alabama. And at the old hospital back when I was up till I was a teenager, y'all, by the time I was 14 years old, I guess, I would have to go to the emergency room so often. I swear to y'all, after hours, like say 6 o'clock till midnight, if I went into the hospital and go into the ER, whichever triage nurse was on call, I've had them several times look up, see me coming through the door, and they'd go, "Greg, what have you done now?" And I mean, they knew me, and they would, "What have you done now?" I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna need some stitches, or hey, this is probably broke, or this is what's happened." And yeah, because look, I mean, I was a frequent flyer, and it wasn't ever like, "Hey, let's just go to the doctor because I'm skint." No, it was like, "Dire, hey, I need medical attention." It was going to be bad. Y'all, I've had, counting all the times that I broke ribs, I'm in the 30 plus something broken bones.
God damn.
I mean, we're talking. I broke my back in 3 places. I broke my collarbone twice.
Good Lord.
I broke bones in my hand. I broke this arm, 1 bone in this arm, 2 bones in this arm above the wrist. I'm talking about like the most ribs I ever had at one time broke was I had 9. I had 7 one time. I've had 3 a couple of times, 2. Sometimes it'd be a single rib. I broke my ankle. I broke the tibia and fibula, and I had the tibia was broken in 6 places. I basically obliterated that entire whole leg bone. I broke. God, what else have I broke? I broke all kind of stuff. I've hyperextended my leg a couple times, and the kneecap be on the wrong side, be like over on the side. I have to get it put back. I've been broke, y'all, from head to toe.
Have you ever had chemical burns?
Yeah,
got that to add to my list too.
yeah, I have, Jeff. I have. I've had chemical burns. Some of the acids we use on central units, I got burnt.
That stuff that we use to clean the pipeline, the dairy.
Yeah,
we got we got 2 different ones that we use. Yeah. Yeah, somebody else was saying that I was a walking OSHA violation or something earlier.
Saw that earlier.
Yeah.
How about Freon burns? My fingers are numb to Freon burns.
You ever got?
You ain't never lived. You've been frozen, like had an appendage frozen with Freon or propane. I drove that propane delivery truck for 8.5 years. Dude, I can tell you all about what propane will do. There's no tell. Look, I bet a 5-gallon bucket wouldn't hold the lizards and frogs that I froze hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Well, we've handled all sorts of stuff. I never burned myself with the nitroglycerin that we use in the, because we use that to freeze the semen.
Mhm.
Or nitrogen, I'm sorry, whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
But we've heard of plenty of guys that have died from handling that stuff not, properly, have died from that shit. And I burned myself with that high concentrated chlorine bleach that we use in the dairy. Because one of the girls that was working for us at the time, she was standing there, and I'd walked into the dairy, and she dropped the damn jar, and that high concentrated chlorine bleach splashed up and hit me from about belly up to my face. And the key to that stuff was you just had to dilute acid to throw it on there to counteract the stuff. So that's what they did. And then after that, my grandparents went and put me in the damn hot tub to rinse all that shit off of me.
Wow.
And then I had to go to the patient first. This was before I got the finger injury. And they gave me some Vicodin, and I got introduced to that. And I'll tell you something. I took the first one, and I didn't feel nothing. I took another half, and I woke up the next morning in the backyard talking to Jesus. But damn, that was that. I don't know if that was worse than the finger injury. Well, I don't remember much about that, but the finger injury I remember.
Jeff, I think the most pain from one injury that I've ever had in my life. And look, if I'd have thought about it, I think I'd just died. And look, it was being young and not knowing better. But I was I was probably 12, 13-year old and got the lawnmower stuck. It was like where it went off a hill and I had to get it pulled back up in the yard. Well, it wouldn't back up and it was over in some bushes. So I went and got the 4-wheeler. Got my 4-wheeler back up there. And look, I tied the rope on the back of the 4-wheeler and tied it to the back of the lawnmower. Well, I was there by myself, so all I could do was put the lawnmower in neutral and pull it back up. Well, it's on a bad hill. Well, it like some bushes was holding it. Well, I'd start digging with the 4-wheeler and it would start it moving and it would spin out. And I thought, well, I'll jerk it. Well, I jerked it and I got it to move and it kind of slowed me back. Well, I thought, well, I'm going to jerk it a little harder. Well, I had a little bigger than a ski rope. It was the only rope I could find. Well, it was a nylon rope, and nobody knows nylon stretches.
Oh, boy.
Well, look, dude, I had about 15, 18 foot of ski rope.
Oh,
and
boy.
When I jerked it, when I hit the end of that rope,
I spent many a time on ski rope. I know where we're going here.
Yeah.
the ski rope broke at the lawnmower, and that thing proceeded to pile up on Greg's back. Zippity zip, like Zorro had done whipped my ass with his whip.
Yeah. It sounds like what's that? Jerry Clowler with Marcy Ledbetter and the
y'all. Look, I'm not kidding y'all. I look like I'd done made it out through, like a whipping with a whip. Y'all, my skin was it cut me to the point I was bleeding. And you talking about hurt now? I'm like fell off the 4-wheeler and I'm laying in the yard on my stomach screaming. My God, that hurt. But yeah, if the rope hadn't broke, I'd been fine. But when that rope snapped, it piled up on my back from about my neck all the way to my belt. My God, and the better part of probably 15 foot of it piled up, and every damn bit of it was moving just as fast as the inch before it.
Wow.
Jesus God.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Y'all, I'm telling you, I've lived an eventful life. I nearly been set on fire a couple of times. I've made it through that. got my
I tell you,
eyeballs.
I've damn near drowned. I've been close to getting electrocuted. I tell you that nobody realizes how dangerous farming is. I mean, it's right up there with first responder stuff. It's bad.
Y'all, I bet you what, I bet you if they had all my medical records in like a file drawer, I bet the records would weigh 50 pounds. They ain't no telling what my medical chart
What
looks like.
not to do in your lifetime.
I tell you,
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. A lot of people don't know what it's like to be in farm equipment out in a damn field when the damn lightning starts. Phew, you talk about puckering your butthole up in a hurry.
Well, I mean, for the people on here that ain't never heard my story, I've been hit by lightning and made it through it twice.
Yeah.
Two
And
times.
Roger's been involved in that too.
Yeah.
I've been in a damn milking barn I've been in the dairy when, we've been in the milking parlor when lightning hit the damn rods and every one of them cows in that holding pen would jump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you talk about that's
Katie,
a pucker.
Crystal said, didn't y'all have parents? Our parents is who's making us get out there and do all that dangerous
Yeah,
shit.
that was usually why I was in a situation.
Boy, that getting hit by lightning, y'all. That last time, the first time when it knocked me unconscious, I didn't feel as much of the pain. The last time it didn't knock me unconscious, and I rode that shit. That hurt really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all, that big gold crown right there in my that tooth right there, big gold crown, that thing got so hot it burnt the inside of my mouth over.
Wow.
Well, yep, it actually made my cheek on the inside. It like burned a spot in it. But yeah, y'all, I mean, I was sitting there vibrating. I had both hands on some ductwork under the house. And it wasn't just like zap. It was like whoop, 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 boom. And it blowed fire, blowed sparks, like blue and red sparks come off both my hands.
Really? Wow.
Damn right. Yes, sir. Look,
No
it went in my side and it came out my hands on that ductwork. And I mean, I was sitting there, it was like whoop, 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 whoop. And then it just boom. And y'all, I curled up in a fetal position. I never lost consciousness, but I curled up in fetal position like I was having a seizure. And I stayed like that. The boys with me is going, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I couldn't do anything. I was just shaking from head to toe. And all of a sudden, it was like all my muscles just slammed up, just curled up in a wad. And it was like you hit the off button. When like one released all of them, I just fell over or fell out flat on my back. I was already laying on the ground. And I was laying there sucking air. He's still going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I said, "Hell no." I said, "Let's get out of here." We was under a house and it was coming a severe thunderstorm. And what it was is we was about 5 foot from the foundation wall. And then about 5 foot on the outside of the house, there was a big poplar tree. And this thing was huge. And when we got crawled out from under that house and went around where that tree was,
That was the first time, wasn't it?
no, it was the second time. That time I hit that tree. But, I was within 10 or 12 feet of the tree laying on the wet ground, and it ran the roots up under the house, and it went in my side and came out my hands. But, y'all, that hurt. My God, that hurt, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the next day, like my big muscle groups, like the front of my thighs and the back of my thighs, my calves, like even on my stomach, and then like which I didn't have any ink then, but like my forearms, it was like light purpley bruising. I had bruising all over me, but I never went to the doctor or anything. I was okay, I reckon. But the first time it knocked me unconscious, and I was unconscious when I came back to. I was blind. It took me a while for my vision to come back, and it didn't come back all at once. It was like I could see like outlines of stuff and just a little bit of light. And then when I finally got to where I could see, everything was black and white. It was like watching an old TV. And then after that, the colors started coming back, and I could see like a couple of colors and a few more colors. And what I didn't know till about 5 or 6 years ago is I've got one color. It's the only color I found that I can't see with my right eye. I had to stick my head in a little bitty, like where there was a panel on a unit, and I was having to put my head like just barely get by where I could see up in it. Some idiot had put this unit, and then instead of facing the unit to where you could get to it, they turned
Yeah.
it 90 degrees. Well, I could just barely get my eye over there, and I'm trying to reach in there and work with one arm. Well, I was wiring up some stuff, and it showed like a purple, like on the wiring diagram it had PUR for purple. And I'm looking, and all I can see by this panel is my right eye. And I'm looking, I'm like, where is the purple? Where's the purple? I'm looking at the diagram, that's what it says purple. And I'd go back and I'd look, like, where is the purple? I'm like, well, why in the hell have I got 2 brown wires, but there ain't no purple? And finally, I forced my head sideways, and when my left eye got to where I could see, one of the brown wires turned purple.
Purple, yeah.
And I could see purple with my left eye, but I can't see purple with my right eye. It looks brown. But as far as I know, that's the only lasting effect from getting hit the first time.
So now you got to turn your head to the side to look at.
Yeah, if I'm looking at a wiring diagram, if it's got purple, I got to have my left eye to see it.
I hate people do that with units. Turn them a service area, you can't get to them. Put it up against something stupid idiots. Man,
Yeah,
I get
you
so
worked
aggravated
on
with
that a
that.
lot, didn't you, Jerry?
Yeah, for years. Yep.
Why do you need so many damn wires? I mean,
because you're running a lot of stuff.
Yep. Relays, all kinds of stuff in there.
For everybody out there that thinks that HVAC guys are charging way too much money, I ain't saying some of them don't, but I'll just tell you this: I had to order just a fan motor. I had to call and order it today. They'll have it tomorrow. I got to go get it and go put it in. But just this fan motor, which is the X13 motor, which has got kind of like a computer brain built in it.
Wow.
For me to go pick the motor up, my cost on it was $514 just for a fan motor, a blower motor. So I've got about an hour in tearing the old one out, and I'm going to have to drive 35 miles to go pick one up and 35 miles back. So that's going to take me an hour and a half by the time I go there and do that. So I'm going to have 2.5 hours in it, and it'll probably take me an hour and a half to change it. So that being said, I'm going to have some time in it. I mean, 2.5, figure 2.5, another hour and a half. That's my 4 hours worth of my time, labor, plus gas to go get it. I'll probably charge them $200. So they're looking at $700 to get a blower motor put in. And look, that's not making a lot of money, me making $200. People go, well, you're going to make $200 in, 4 hours. Well, I've also got my gas and time and knowledge and, all my college degree and learning how to work on this stuff. That ain't making no killing. No. But I mean, the thing about it, I can't charge them more because I already feel guilty that it's so high. But and look, y'all, that is wholesale price. That's wholesale.
Right.
And I'm not even going to mark the price of the motor up because it's already so expensive. Yeah. I'm not going to make money.
Start charging more than our beef. We ain't selling it for enough.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, I'm doing more work or as much work as I used to, and I don't make near as much money because I feel bad because the economy is terrible, which maybe it's starting to turn around, but it's still going to be a couple of years.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I used to hate handing a customer a bill. I worked for the company I worked for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, it's after 1 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast.
15 here.
I got to get up in 4 hours. So,
well, God, I appreciate you letting me come on and
absolutely
talk old war stories.
It wasn't war stories. It wasn't the topics I was looking at talking about tonight, but yeah,
hey,
we didn't really have a topic tonight.
I don't mind it.
Hey, I'll tell you, I can't. If I can't do nothing else, I can derail a conversation.
No, you're fine.
Greg, we're gonna have to bring Alabama up to the East Coast sometime.
I need to learn one day.
We'll have to. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna bring you up here during deer season. I'll put you on the crop damage tags. We'll go out and.
How many could I kill if I come up there?
Well, depends on when you come. I mean, I put you on my tags. I can do whatever I want to, technically. So
if I come up there, I mean, I may have to show you how rednecks do things.
Well, we know how to do that, but we don't have the most of the guys that I have come in here are pansies when it comes to size requirements.
I'm gonna look. I may suit up. I
Crop
may.
damage.
I'm gonna suit up like Rambo, and I'm gonna go to the woods with murder in my heart. Take no prisoners.
Trust me, I would not be offended. In fact, the deer are so bad in this state that if we got CWD, I probably wouldn't care.
Golly, Jeff.
Jerry knows how bad the deer are up here.
Good enough.
There's plenty of them.
I cannot imagine. I can't see them ever doing that in Alabama. We got too many people down here that go to
Too
like
many people around here care about this. This is what everybody cares. Well,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, don't get me wrong. I like them too. I mean, that's fine.
I like them too, but man, they ain't paying my bills.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. How many folks? How many folks are still hanging in here like rusty fish hooks?
We got 35. Looks like
35.
Still got 35.
When are you guys doing another night owls?
I don't know. I got to, whenever I can con Misty into it, we're going to try to do one pretty soon. Maybe. I wish we could do, we may do one this weekend if I can guilt her into it.
Well, hell, depending on that, I'm probably available if you guys need another crazy person to. I'll tell you, I'm still tickled to death that PJ came out that one night with us because it's hard to keep anybody awake that late.
River said he's working on Halloween stuff. Misty's done gave me the orders on, we do our annual Halloween show. She's done told me what we're going to dress up like, so I'm not going to tell everybody.
I might have to get myself a costume in case I get invited. I don't know what I'm going to wear.
Great. As long as you ain't wearing your damn zip line outfit, we're okay.
Yeah, got that right.
Maybe I could do it original and dress up as Cracker T. I can find one of them.
Yeah, Hillary, I know. He's good for that.
I get myself get him to do what's that thing called, a mohawk or whatever the hell he wore. I don't know.
Mr. T, yeah, he had a mohawk. You're gonna have to get you a big necklace set. You got to get.
I had a mohawk once upon a time because my ex-wife was terrible at cutting my hair, and my buddies gave me hell for that for a few weeks till it grew back.
I seen two guys getting one hell of a fight one night over Mr. T. Yeah, we went to a party and there was this old boy. We didn't know him. He's from somewhere else. And one of my buddies walked up. This dude walked up and he had on about 15 gold necklaces. That old boy looked at him.
One.
He said, "What the hell?" Said, "You got on a damn Mr. T starter kit." And that old boy didn't like it. And then the fight was on.
That's funny.
Jerry's got a van we could use.
Man, who didn't want an 18 van, dude?
No.
I tell you, if I was gonna build the perfect booger wagon, it'd be a 4-wheel drive van.
Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. I don't know why they don't make 4-wheel drive vans.
They used to.
I know.
Yeah. They used to make even if I could find an all-wheel drive van.
You can still get them.
I could probably find an all-wheel drive van.
Yeah, same difference.
Jeff needs one that had the little bubble port glass in the side, got like He-Man with a sword on it. That's what he needed.
I need to find like one of those ones that Chuck Norris had in what was that? Breaker or one from the 80s or whenever the hell it was.
Yeah.
The 4-wheel drive van.
Yeah.
It might even have been an old Ford. I can't remember what the hell it was.
Man, no. Look, if I can get my dream vehicle, I want Chuck Norris's Ram Charger from Lone Wolf McQuade.
Oh,
yeah.
Man,
Lone Wolf McQuade.
Yeah.
There was one of my favorite movies of all time right there.
Wendell said Jeff needs hair to get a mohawk.
Yeah.
I got plenty of hair. It's just not in the right places, Wendell.
He can get one of them fake ones. They call it a faux hawk.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got a widow's peak if I just, you know.
Wanda was dogging me. I went and got my beard shaped up this week and got that girl to basically peel my head. I nearly wanted the Mr. Clean cut. So yeah, my hair is just like holding up nothing.
My girlfriend prefers it if I keep it, you know, trimmed up and then long on the top. But she don't like it when I do too much except shaping on the beard, which none of the women in my family seem to like it if I'm any shorter than about that much. Because I I don't look that great when the beard's too short.
Crystal said kidnapper van. Jeff ain't gonna be able to put free candy on the doors.
Yeah. All right, guys, gals. Thanks for being
I
here
know,
tonight. I gotta turn in, man.
All right. Love everybody. We'll see y'all soon.
See you Tuesday night. Thank you.
I'm still trying to figure out how I'm awake.
Because you're drinking, Jeff. I know why.
It usually puts me to sleep, and I hadn't had any of the chewing tobacco, but I've got.
Yeah. Okay, no Southern goodbyes. Good night.
Oh, the Irish.
Good night, everybody. Where the hell's the outro? There it is. I couldn't find it. That ain't playing. It didn't play.
We're
Don't
still
ask
here.
me. I'll try this one.